Hi, this is B talking to you about dinner for tonight. Doing some fresh baked potato nachos. We're starting off with some red potatoes. And what I've already done is I've already sliced them up. Took 2 or 3 potatoes, sliced them into about 1/4 inch wheels or rings. And then I mixed them in with some olive oil, salt and pepper, and a little garlic. And we're gonna put them on parchment paper. We're gonna bake them at 425 for, probably 35, 40 minutes to get them nice and crisp. You can do them less if you like, but I like them crisp, almost like a chip. And then the only other thing is rotate them about halfway through.
Okay, so I know that Brandon told you that we are doing potato nachos tonight, y'all. I am so excited. These are the bomb. We had them a while back, and hands down, I think so creative and one of my favorite meals. And I think potatoes get a bad rap. They are full of fiber and good for you. Here's the rule. If you want to know what not to eat, there's all these crazy things with different diets, but if you want to know what not to eat, if it's made in a plant, don't eat it. If it grew from a plant, there you go. There's a good rule of thumb. Okay, let's have Brandon put the meat of the meal together. Brandon?
Okay, well, the taco meat, we're gonna use walnut halves or walnut pieces tonight. So we're gonna rough hand chop those just so they're in small bite-sized pieces. You can put them in a food processor also if you'd rather do that, but we're gonna do ours hand chopped just so we'll have a texture and
that's a good point. I love the crunch that they provide.
Pate or whatever.
Yeah,
so, and again, we are doing these vegan or vegetarian. This would be a great opportunity, like we told you in our last video, that you could do chicken, you could do ground beef, you could do turkey, pork, whatever you wanted to do. So
well, and truth of the matter, couldn't you do them both, right?
Yeah.
If you're doing a meal and you've got your meat eaters, how cool is that you've got something that you can serve everybody and there can be easy variations at the same dinner table, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you chop the walnuts.
So we got the small pieces of walnuts, and then we're gonna add some black beans. You can use fresh after you've soaked them and cooked them, or you can use canned, whichever you prefer there. And then, of course, we're going to use some corn, because this is more of a southwestern Mexican dish, so we want it to kind of have that flair.
A little bit of that spice.
I told you, cilantro, everything.
Like, never enough cilantro in the world. That's all I'm saying there.
And then just some Mexican spices. We have garlic, chili powder, chipotle, cumin, and then some smoked paprika.
Okay.
And you can smell it. It has a kind of a Mexican smell to it. Now, I did not put any tomatoes in this because we're going to top ours with pico and guac. So we'll have the tomatoes there on the top.
They are so pretty. I can't wait to show the finished product.
This will give you a look at the colors. So it's some bright colors in there. Of course, you got the browns from the walnuts.
And I have to say, the last time you made this, I remember eating them, and I did not know what the meat of the meal was. And I said to you, I'm like, there's a crunch to this. I love that crunch, crispy potatoes, and yeah, I think I even guessed, didn't I? It was walnuts, which brain food. Hello, does anybody need brain food? So, okay, so what are you gonna do with this now that it's mixed up?
Well, we've got the potatoes still roasting, so after those are done, we'll end up topping this onto the potatoes, and we'll cook it to heat it up. Okay. I mean, technically you could eat it raw because obviously it's all vegetables and nuts, but we're gonna heat ours up so it gives it a nice hot bite.
Okay, I'm excited. I can't wait. Stay tuned. The meal's coming together.
Okay, our potatoes are ready, so I'm gonna get those out of the oven. And just a reminder, I did flip them over, and we like ours a little bit crunchy, so that's what we did there. And this is probably the hardest part, in my opinion, is kind of dressing these, but basically just putting a little of the walnut taco meat on each one, and then we're going to end up throwing it back in the oven to heat up and give it a little bit additional crisp, I guess, if you will. And then what we'll do after that, we'll have guacamole, pico de gallo, sour cream. Actually, it's going to be a vegan sour cream, which we found, which is really good. That we'll serve with it. And we're going to have a salad tonight. So, pretty simple, easy meal. Like I said, this is the most time-consuming part. This is topping each chip. I guess if you wanted to do it the lazy way, you can make the chips bigger. You have less to top. Okay, now we're just gonna go back in the oven with it just to heat it up. Add a little crust. And then while that's going, we'll just I'll prep our salads and get our plates ready. Dinner will be served. Okay, we've got our plates set, so let me get the nachos out of the oven.
I'm so excited, y'all. This is gonna be so good. So I see a beautiful salad. Ooh, almost got burned there.
Okay, and again, these are gonna be vegan nachos. It's vegan sour cream that we have there on the plate. We have some guacamole that we get from our favorite grocery store here. And then what I'll end up doing is put some of these on each plate, and then we're gonna top them with some pico de gallo from our favorite grocery store also.
Awesome. This smells so good. And I don't know.
So
I know that you
just
prepped
sprinkle.
it, but is it safe to say that this is a pretty simple meal?
Oh, it's very simple, yeah.
Very simple.
So there you go.
I love it.
So what we did is we did kind of a Mexican fiesta salad with it also.
And
It's
I'll
got a
post a
cilantro
picture
dressing,
of the
so.
finished product in comments, and I'll come back to you in just a little bit with a little bit more information on the power of food, and more importantly, why some of these things are so good for you. Okay, location change. I'm not in the kitchen anymore, and the nachos are gone. Potato nachos were a hit. I devoured them. And so as we wrap up this segment, I just wanted to come with you quickly to offer some inspiration. Brandon and I are really working to provide some quality information and recipe ideas, hopefully simple for your family, that inspire you to eat healthier. And let's be real, when we are busy, when we have children that are active, we're on the go, we're working, it's not always easy to eat healthy. Sometimes it's easier to go through a drive-through. So what I've learned over the years is that when you have the education behind it, it becomes a greater driving force for making good choices. So a takeaway from today's episode: food is medicine. Every fruit and vegetable has a function in your body. You heard me talk tonight just briefly about walnuts and brain food and potatoes and fiber. Well, just think about some of the common things we know. We had pico on top of the nachos tonight. Tomatoes actually have lycopene in them, and that's good for the skin. Carrots have beta carotene. That's good for the eyes. And so I think it's so important to get this kind of information or education and share it with our children so that you can help them understand that when they choose healthier meals, when your family cooks healthier and eats healthier, you're actually building up your body in so many incredible ways. So if I can ever provide any additional resources that support that, or you would love to use with your family in terms of education, I have videos, I have articles, lots of great resources. Always feel welcome to reach out. Just comment below on our video on our YouTube page, and we'll be coming back to you shortly with another episode of A and B's Cooking Adventures. But for now, that's a wrap. The nachos are a hit. Have a good night.